Hello friend, this is Kaustup Panse from the Kaustup's Corporate Show. Sorry, I've been missing for some while. I'm back to my usual blogging. Yesterday I saw this wonderful match which was pretty one-sided between India and Sri Lanka. And I want to today present the leadership lessons what I learned. Most of us would have focused on the winning aspect, how the big margin was. But I decided to focus on something else. I decided to focus on this guy, Dashun Shanaka, who is one of my favorite Sri Lankan superstars. So guys, welcome today to the leadership lessons. All my CAD Center students who are watching this video, please take notes out of this. Yeah. So now in any kind of defeat, in any kind of crisis, there are few options which are available to a leader. The first option is blame your teammates. Yeah. The second option is feel helpless and have no idea. Get so much dejected with this failure that you don't know what are you going to do in the next match. The third thing is shrug off and just move on. So my question is, and I was asking this question to myself, that among these three options, what could be the best option? And while I was contemplating, I came up with this. See, this guy, Dashun Shanaka, the captain of Sri Lankan cricket team, should not choose all these three options. Rather, the first thing that he should do is motivate himself. Create all the positive references, the win in the Asia Cup. So first thing is you have to motivate himself, because a leader who cannot motivate himself cannot motivate his team. So rather than, I would prefer that he just doesn't, learn bad lessons out of it. So he should trust his team, he should motivate them, and neither he should feel helpless. So he should walk the next time, gather all the lessons, and think how we can win on the other side. Yeah. So my lessons out of this is, whenever you are facing a difficult situation, motivate yourself, motivate your team, talk to them, and gather positive references for each one of them, that how they were winning earlier. So from one aspect of the match, I will move to the next aspect. The next lesson that I drew from yesterday's match was about Virat Kohli. Now Virat Kohli, we know, is a modern great, but many of the times we have this confusion that how do you become great when you are just starting. So all my lovely CAD Center students who are learning space designing, who are learning interior designing, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, remember that the key lesson from Virat Kohli which I learned is to be consistent. And everybody talks about consistency. I'm talking about a different level of consistency. The consistency is in a process. Some people used to tell Gary Kasparov that he can see about 5,000 moves ahead, 10,000 moves ahead. That's why he was so great. But when I read his biography, life lessons from chess, how life imitates chess, in it he clearly mentioned that every day he followed a certain process. Everybody has a process. Virat Kohli gets into that flow. So whether he is getting runs or not, he still follows that process with conviction. So if you want to be becoming great, be consistent in a process. Never self-doubt. There would be people who would doubt your process, who would doubt your results, but follow your process. What time do you get up? What is the best time that you work? What are the mental zones that you prefer? What are your hobbies? So there are certain rituals that we follow every day. Somebody likes to meditate, does yoga. So when that process is broken, then you are not in the right frame of mind. So the lessons I learned about the great Virat Kohli is being consistent in following his process and having the conviction and not the self-doubt. Now most of you must have seen yesterday's match. This is the third greatness lesson or the leadership lesson I absorbed. That if you looked at Mohammad Siraj's bowling graph from the past couple of series, he is improving all the time. So I was just thinking about this question, that why is he one who is improving all the time, and what I can learn from him. So I was listening to, I'm a big fan of Rashid Latif. So Rashid, made this point that for a lot of time, Siraj is one bowler who gives 100% in his spell. So that made me, ponder that how can we, day in and day out, give 100% to the job that we do. Recently I was designing a kitchen designing course, and when I, saw yesterday's match, I drew inspiration from him, because there were days I used to be hyper motivated, hyper excited, and there were, lows, ups and downs. So each one of us has this debilitating graph which moves up and down. But if you look at Siraj, he is high all the time. So if you have to improve yourself, give 100%. And you have to look Siraj's performance in the context that Indian fast bowling battery is a very strong one. India has got a very big bench strength. So the standards of Indian cricket team to get into that playing 11 is difficult. You have Umran Malik, you have the experienced Mohammad Shami, you have Jasprit Bumrah, you have Ishan Sharma, you have Umesh Yadav, you have Shardul Thakur, you have so many. And among them, to be picked up in the final 11, I think requires a special effort of improving every time. So hats off to Siraj, and thank you for inspiring me and my students. So this is what I had to share in today's blog. Thank you very much. This is Kaustubh signing off.